of the Gellert Hill right now. On the end of it, you will see a very big cross made out of stone. This is where the chapel in the rock, or the rock chapel, or temple in the rock, which is a Christian temple that was carved in the side of the Gellert Hill. It's a lovely sight to see, especially on the inside. Approaching a bridge that is green. Imagine that it's lit. The color is green, and this is the Liberty Bridge, or the Sabajak Heat. And we will talk in detail more about it. On the left side of the bridge is a view of the Central Market Hall. If it was lit, you will see that the roof is iconic green and yellow. And we will talk more about the history of it on the way back. Although on the right side is a huge building with the word Gellert on top, and this is one of the most prominent baths in Budapest. The Gellert bath was established in 1918 on top of a thermal spring that erupts from this side of the river. This is an Art Nouveau style, and it is the second oldest Art Nouveau building on the bank of the Donau. Followed by what you see on the screens, that is a little bit on our right side, and it's called Hungary's Budapest University of Science and Technology. This university was founded in 1763, making it one of the 10 oldest universities in Europe. It's also, this building used to be the admin building, the oldest and the first building that started the university. And later on, multiple additions were added onto it. Everything from this side of the river on the right side to the bridge in front of us belongs to the Budapest University of Science and Technology campus, making it the largest campus in Budapest. We're going to make a turn soon, and we will talk about the lovely building that is lit, because it's a building, or not a government building. over now is the fortress and the Statue of Liberty. Under the Austrian Habsburg, the fortress was built to strengthen the Habsburg ruling, but after the successful March 15, 1867 revolution, the fortress was completed and the statue was renamed as the Liberty Statue. Not renamed, it was done and named as the Liberty Statue. And the statue of a woman holding a palm leaf. Also, the Liberty Bridge was built under the Habsburgs under Franz Joseph, who was a king. And later on, after the March 15th revolution, it was renamed from the Franz Joseph Bridge to the Liberty Bridge. The Great Market Hall is on your right side, right behind that huge building of the Budapest University. It was built in, like I said, at the end of the 19th century as a millennium exhibition, and later on was repurposed as the Great Market Hall. On the ground floor you can see a lot of stalls for groceries and a lot of meat products and dairy products, all from Hungarian farmers and producers. And on the second floor you can try Hungarian cuisine, for example goulash and lagos. On our left side is the Yellowtail, and on the right side is the Budapest University, and then the Great Market Hall. Hungary statue. So if you guys missed that, you can take a picture or look at it right now.
Na, noch der beleuchtet. Ich verteidige meinen Platz. Bis gleich. Aber stopp, warte mal, kannst du meinen
As apparently the lights of some buildings are back on, we can see the lovely chain bridge and front, as well as now a much clearer view of the Buda Castle. And also a clear view of the statue of Gerrit. I think the lights are turning back on one by one. And the full view of the Erzsébet Híd or Queen Elizabeth Bridge. That's great, you guys. So you get to take pictures. Hopefully also the Parliament is back on, but I can't see right now. As we go under the Elizabeth Bridge, on the right side of the Elizabeth Bridge is the Church of Our Lady of Assumption. It's a Christian Reformation church. And on the right side of that church is the lovely March 15 Square. And this square was named after the successful revolution that tanked the Habsburg Empire. On the left side, that is lit again and very lovely, is the Buda Castle. The Buda Castle was built in 1240 by King Bela in an effort to stop the Mongol attacks that sadly led to the destruction of 90% of Hungary. It was later on reconstructed under King Sigmund in the 15th century, but sadly was neglected under the Ottoman Empire for 150 years, which left the roof to decay and fall. Everything we're talking about right now is on the left side, the Buda Castle. Of the castle, or to rebuild, because there's nothing left of it. And maybe you can see the cranes as well. On the right side, there will be the Marriott Hotel, and we said that all of 360 rooms have a full view of the Danube. Because of this T-shaped floor plan and the facade being slanted at the same angle as the curve of the Danube, that means none of the rooms actually block each other, and all of the 300 rooms have a full view of the Danube. Next to the Marriott will be the lovely Vigado, which is the building that has 5 arcs in the middle. This is the world UNESCO heritage site, as well as a very underrated historical building on the Danube Bay. The Vigano used to be a concert hall, and right now it's a multi-used event hall that is used for concerts sometimes and corporate or government events. It's just a multi-event hall. It's beautiful on the inside. If you guys are interested in seeing it, it's one of the most undulated sites on the bank of the Danube. As well as the tour that I told you was not very visible right now. It is. The tour is the part of Hungarian mythology, the mythological creature that led the Hungarian tribes all the way to the Carpathian Basin to start Hungary in 896. It's a symbol of resilience and of destiny. There's a very beautifully lit building, and that would be one of Hungary's oldest Art Nouveau style buildings on the bank of the Danube, and this is the Four Seasons Hotel. It was actually built in the same year as the Elizabeth Bridge in 1903. And you can see the difference of the neo-Gothic, Gothic, and neo-Renaissance, that the Art Nouveau has a lot of more romantic lines, curvatures, and much more linear architecture. That wasn't lit on our way up. Our way back, you can see how gorgeous this bridge is. It is the first permanent bridge to unify Buda and Pest, and it was built in 1849. It's called St. Cheney after the architect that built that bridge. If you are from the UK and that bridge seems familiar, because there's a replica of it in Donau, near London, and it is made by the same architect, except that it's much smaller.
Aber habt ihr das eigentlich mit so das Parlament und wenn ihr jetzt der Wecker geht?
So the students, if you look a little bit closer to the right side or the left side, you can see that it's protected by pilings, two on each side.
Ne imaju dobro volje. I niko ne stvara da prima povana.
Neko to voli.
And they will say there's a lot of limitations. It also means that the structure that made them is inside by jumping off the cheapest because he was driven to insanity because he thought he forgot the tents for the lions. That is true actually. Lions do have tents. Also,
Vai, daleko govorio.
on the left side, you can see a much more clear view of the St. Louis Church and the Fisherman's Bastion right after the church. As we are approaching the Parliament on the right side, there is a building right in front, and that is the Hungarian Academy of Sciences, and it's right behind the Donau on the right side. You guys didn't know the Rubik's Cube is a Hungarian invention, and its inventor graduated from this Academy of Sciences on the right side. So you might ask what happened to Hungary after the division of the Trianon Treaty. Well, it remained a much smaller country until World War II. In World War II, it was alone in Nazi Germany, and sadly that was an age of devastation. A lot of the bridges and the castle were bombed in World War II, and they were reconstructed around 1950s and 60s. After we were allies with Nazi Germany and Nazi Germany fell upon the death of Hitler, we found ourselves under the Soviet Union reign. Fortunately, Budapest did help with lifting the Iron Curtain and the Soviet Union's collapse. That led to Hungary being part of the EU in 2004. I would like to tell everyone that the Parliament is on our right side, and we will land right next to it in a few minutes. Although, guys, the lights will go off again at 10 p.m. So the lights are on for 15 more minutes.
Stresiramo se tu ceo dan za ovo gašenje svetla glupo.
Aber ich glaube, wir schaffen es noch. Was super da, was scheißegal ist.
Samo meni što je bitno da mi uzmeš vozu, što ću bezpično. I da iz daleka, ali da mi se ne vidi. Da mi se ne vidi stopa.
On the right side of the Danube bank, leading up to the Parliament, is very, very moving Holocaust memorial called the Shoes on the Danube. So during World War II, there's a Nazi militia called the Aerostat militia. This militia aimed to execute a lot of Jewish, Romani, and Polish community in Europe. And sadly, they were made to leave their belongings on the side of the river and be shot into the river. The memorial is 60 pairs of life-size shoes of children, women's, and men's shoes. And for a memorial that also history is built on a lot of lives lost. As we are back to the Hungarian Parliament has about 20 kilometers of stairs. It spans over 233 meters and its height is 96 meters. Because Hungary was founded in 896. On the screens above us is a close-up of the shoes on the Danube. I would like you to kindly please move away from the door on the left so our crew can have enough space to dock the ship. Please move from the door on the left. Thank you. Please don't come to the door. Please stay seated.
Oder wir gehen gleich vor. Ich glaube, vorher schon, wir gehen mal